Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is the end of March, so we're going into April, which means it's time again for another TBR video. And I'm really excited to roll this. I feel like I should be a little apprehensive based on how March went, but also I kind of should have known better, to be honest. The Women's Prize for Fiction long list was announced the second week of March, and I knew going into March that I was going to want to prioritize those books. And what I couldn't have known, and probably should have known, was that I would have not heard of most of the books on that list, which meant that there was no way that I already owned them or had them on this TBR. So, yeah. I'm going to play this month as normal, so rolling, picking prompts, and then picking books to go with those prompts. But I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below on doing sort of a modified version of this in the future, which is where I pick the prompts and then I show you 2-3 books that fit that prompt if you know there are multiple books that could fit that prompt, and then being a little bit more flexible on, as long as a book meets that prompt, then it counts for that for the month. Not that it really matters, to be honest, because I don't do punishment. So the fact that of all of the books on my TBR, this is the only one I read, so this entire stack went unread last month. Even though I was really excited about them at the beginning of the month. It was just, I got steamrolled by Women's Prize books, because I did actually read a fair amount. So I read these, plus I think there were a couple of others that I listened to on audiobook that are not represented there. So I had a great reading month. I think I read 10 or 11 books. I'm over halfway done with this one, but I will have finished it by the end of the month. So I had a great reading month. So I'm really not sure. I don't know. Give me your thoughts. I'll take them into consideration and then just see how I feel in May about May's TBR, whether I want to tweak the rules or the way that this functions. But for now, we are going to get into the rolls, and I'm going to see how many books I end up with and how many prompts I end up with, and then we'll talk about the books that I'm going to be trying to read for each of those prompts. So exciting that this month, I did forget to say this, is that I finally did get my new tripod, and then if you watch my vlog, I got a new camera for my birthday. So I now have a 2-camera setup, which is great. It maybe is going to make it a little easier for you guys to see the prompts once they've been picked. But let's go ahead and jump in. Let's see which of the 3 dice I'm going to be using to roll this month. All right. So it is going to be the D12. I've got my list of 12 since I rolled a 12-sided die. This is a mix of Women's Prize books. There's one from the International Booker long list, and then some other just various things from my shelf. So we'll see which one of those we get with that last roll of the die. Got Snaily right here. We've got a 2. Of course, we've got a 2. And our first prompt is higher than 4-star rating. For higher than 4-star rating, I had a feeling that this would be higher than 4 stars, so I was not surprised when I looked it up. And that is Great Circle by Maggie Shipstead, and again, Women's Prize book. This is a chonker, so this is 593 pages, so almost 600 pages. This is about a woman who is it's basically like an Amelia Earhart situation where she is a pilot before her time, and so she's trying to go on like a trip around the world, and she crash lands, I believe, and then it's a 2 perspective thing where that story is being told by this woman, and then there is an actress who is playing her in a film adaptation of her life, and that's the other part of the story. So I've heard great things about this. Some people that I really trust have raved about this, so I'm looking forward to getting to that one. All right, next up is a 6. Oh. All right, so we're already picking a TBR game. Let's see what it's gonna be. So, Spin the Bottle TBR game, which is Sydney's from Sid Bookworms. So I will link her channel down below, and we will take a spin on the Spin the Bottle TBR game. All right, so I'm gonna put prompts on all of these. And then let's see what we roll. I still haven't put a thing to hold this onto the board, so it's probably gonna roll all over the place. Ooh. All right, so we got whatever this purple one is, which is Project Backlist. The Spin the Bottle TBR gave me Project Backlist, which, considering I'm just like really into reading the Women's Prize books right now, and that's basically all I want to read right now, this was kind of like a wah wah. So I sat with my bookshelf and kind of looked to see what I wanted to read for this, because Project Backlist to me is anything I've had for longer than a year. And while I feel like I probably should have picked one of the 3 books that have been on my TBR for the longest, because I need to read those or else I'm getting rid of them at the end of the year, so I should be prioritizing them. I'm not going to, because we've rescheduled the Disney trip, and so I'm feeling hopeful, and so I want to get hype. So I'm going to be reading The Vault of Walt Volume 5 by Jim Korkis. This is nonfiction about just untold Disney stories. So it has stories about Walt Disney himself, about the films, about the parks, and then other Disney stories. So yeah, I always get enjoyment out of these, and it's a nonfiction, like with little essays basically. So yeah, I'm gonna be reading this one. All right, roll number 3 is a 3. And we have, oh, let's see if it'll, there we go, young adult. For young adult, I'm gonna actually go with a graphic novel. So this is Wicked Things, and I believe this is young adult. All of his other, like his Giant Days ones, were young adult, new adult situations. So I'm just assuming this is. It has a young adult feel from the artwork. So this is by John Allison, who wrote Giant Days, and it's like a detective thing, maybe? I don't actually know a whole lot about this. Yeah, I think it's like she joins the police force or something. So yeah, getting a graphic novel on there is always a good thing, and I've been eyeing this one on my shelf for a while, wanting to read it. So we're gonna throw that on there. And roll number 4, a 7. Finally, a big number. And the bridge only goes one way. We're not doing that shenanigan. So we have Contemporary. And then for Contemporary, I'm going to go with The Exhibitionists by Charlotte Mendelson. Yet another women's prize book. This one, so I'm a little hesitant. When I read the premise of this, I was like, yes, I want to read that. But I've heard really mixed reviews of this, so I am a little concerned. I think this is some kind of family drama. The dad is an artist, like working up to his big debut or something, and he brings the whole family together, and a lot of family dynamics are explored in this, I think. So I am cautiously optimistic about this, but also concerned that some people have given it some not so favorable reviews, but yes, going on the list. It's literary fiction, but it's in a contemporary setting from the way that I understand it, so I'm counting it. Next roll. Ooh, yes, it's a 10. Okay, we're in business now. This is not nearly as bad as the last few months. So next we have One Perspective. For One Perspective, I'm going to be reading The Sentence by Louise Erdrich. I'll probably be listening to the audiobook of this because I think my hold comes up in about a week from the library. This is also a library book. This is on the Women's Prize long list, and this is one of the ones that I am very interested to get to. And I've heard good things about the audiobook, so I've never actually read anything by Louise Erdrich, but I always hear really fantastic things. This one is about a woman who works in a bookstore, and on All Souls Day, one of the most, I don't know if it's annoying or, yes, one of the most annoying customers dies and won't leave the store. So there's like a ghosty aspect to this. The main character, I think, was previously incarcerated. So I think there are going to be some really interesting themes in this, and I am really looking forward to this one. It's definitely one on the long list that I was hoping to prioritize. So there we go. And then hopefully this will be our last roll. And it is, and that is a 6. So let's see what book from the stack of 12 I will be reading this month. And then with that number 6 roll, the 6th book in that stack that I made at the beginning was Build Your House Around My Body by Violet Coopersmith, and this is another Women's Prize book. This one is set in Vietnam, so it tells the story of 2 women who go missing decades apart, and there's like ties between them, I think. And yeah, so it also has a ghosty aspect to it. So this is something that I was wanting to prioritize. It was one of my top 3 that I wanted to read for the Women's Prize. So I actually will probably be going onto this one when I finish my current read, which is This One Sky Day, which is also a Women's Prize long list. So I feel like this was probably very uninteresting if you have no interest in the Women's Prize long list, and I apologize for that, but that's just where my brain is right now. And I'm very excited about this list and the books on it, and I have no illusions that I will read all 16 before the shortlist is announced at the end of April. But I'm hoping that by reading the ones that I wanted to prioritize, I will have read the majority of the books that get shortlisted so that I don't have to try to cram a bunch more into April and May. I don't know when the winner is announced. I think maybe the winner's announced in June, but anyways. So I am, yeah, focused on Women's Prize books right now. So this is what I'm looking at for a TBR for the month of April, and I'm pretty excited about it. These were already books that I was looking forward to reading, and then just 2 more that are just in there as auxiliary reads, and yeah, I feel pretty confident that I will have finished this by next month. Not that it matters, because like I said, I don't do punishments, don't really do rewards in this game either, so maybe I should do rewards. If I finish the TBR, then I get to redraw a card I don't want to use. I think I might add that. Anyways, talk to me in the comments below about my question at the beginning about the structure of this, and, you know, thoughts you might have around it being like, these are options for this, but it's not the book I have to read. Yeah, just would love your thoughts, and would love your thoughts on rewards, if I finish it, things like that. None of that will be buying a book or not buying a book, because I don't do book buying bans. I am, in the month of April, trying not to bring more books into my house, because February and March were yeah, I bought a lot of books. So yeah, if you want to see a book haul, let me know. I haven't done one in a while. I'm a little apprehensive because of the number of books that I got in February and March, but if you want to see it, then let's go. Let's do it. Anyways, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Bye.